Silence, all stand and remain standing until the conclusion of the reading of the proclamation. Ladies and gentlemen, the proclamation. All persons having any business before this honorable court now draw nigh. Give your attendance, and you shall be heard.
When you're ready.
Admission of lawyers. Christy Apostolovsky.
May it please the court, I move that Christy Apostolovsky be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Christy Apostolovsky be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Usha Umadevi Buchan.
May it please the court, I move that Usha Buchan be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Usha Umadevi Buchan be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Kwan Lam Michael Chow.
May it please the court, I move that my son, Kun Lam Michael Chow, be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Kun Lam Michael Chow be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Kevin Ka Yin Chung.
May it please the court, I move that Kevin Ka Yin Chung be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Kevin Ka Yin Chung be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Alistair Rees Cockerton.
May it please the court, I move that Alistair Rees Cockerton be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Alistair Rees Cockerton be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Nicholas Andrew Basil Konomos.
May it please the court, I move that Nicholas Andrew Basil Konomos be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Nicholas Andrew Basil Konomos be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Victoria Dubinsky.
May it please the court, I move that Victoria Dubinsky be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Victoria Dubinsky be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
John William Edmonds.
May it please the court, I move that John William Edmonds be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let John William Edmonds be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Eliza Kate Fogel.
May it please the court, I move that my daughter Eliza Kate Fogel be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Eliza Kate Fogel be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Caitlin Amy Patricia Free.
May it please the court, I move that Caitlin Amy Patricia Free be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Caitlin Amy Patricia Free be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Alexander Goreshnikov.
May it please the court, I move that Alexander Gorchechnikov be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Alexander Gorsheshnikov be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Olivia Cassidy Gray.
May it please the court, I move that Olivia Cassidy Gray be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Olivia Cassidy Gray be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Anthony Pasquale Guerrieri.
May it please the court, I move that Anthony Pasquale Guerrieri be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Anthony Pasquale Guerrieri be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Cassandra Yana Hayden.
May it please the court, I move that Cassandra Yana Hayden be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Cassandra Yana Hayden be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Kevin Ho.
May it please the court, I move that Kevin Ho be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Kevin Ho be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Frank Chun-Wen Huang.
May it please the court, I move that Frank Chun-Wen Huang be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Frank Chun-Wen Huang be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Samuel Ian Johnson.
May it please the court, I move that Samuel Ian Johnson be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Samuel Ian Johnson be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Madeline Joseph.
May it please the court, I move that
Let Madeline Joseph be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Jessica Ann Josie.
May it please the court, I move that Jessica Ann Josie be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Jessica Ann Josie be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Ishan Kapoor.
May it please this court, I move that Ishan Kapoor be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Ishan Kapoor be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Sarah Kazal.
May it please the court, I move that Sarah Kazal be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Sarah Kazal be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Song Hee Ko.
May it please the court, I move that Song Hee Ko be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Song Hee Ko be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Louisa Lung.
May it please the court, I move that Louisa Leong be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Louisa Lung be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Matilda Rose Lynch.
May it please the court, I move that Matilda Rose Lynch be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Matilda Rose Lynch be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Catherine Amy McGee.
May it please the court, I move that Catherine Amy McGee be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Catherine Amy McGee be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Claire Elise Martin.
May it please the court, I move that Claire Elise Martin be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Claire Elise Martin be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Dennis Chika Mba.
May it please the court, I move that Dennis Chika Mba be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Dennis Chika Mba be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Brittany Michelle Morgan.
May it please the court, I move that Brittany Michelle Morgan be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Brittany Michelle Morgan be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Nicole Mounser.
May it please the court, I move that Nicole Mounser be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Nicole Mounser be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Kiara Jade Napoli.
May it please the court, I move that Kiara Jade Napoli be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Kiara Jade Napoli be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Calvin Hoptai Nguyen.
May it please the court, I move that Calvin Hoktai Nguyen be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Calvin Hoktai Nguyen be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Zane Michael O'Neill.
May it please the court, I move that Zane Michael O'Neill be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Zane Michael O'Neill be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Vanessa Sarah Page.
May it please the court, I move that Vanessa Sarah Page be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Vanessa Sarah Page be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Nicola Therese Perry.
May it please the court, I move that Nicola Therese Perry be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Nicola Therese Perry be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Zara Rahimi.
May it please the court, I move that Zara Rahimi be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Zara Rahimi be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Hugh Lai Kang Pham.
May it please the court, I move that Hugh Lai Kang Pham be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Yu Lai Kang Pham be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Adrian Christopher Repepi.
May it please the court, I move that Adrian Christopher Repepi be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Adrian Christopher Repepi be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Shumi Ruan.
May it please the court, I move that Shumi Ruan be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Shumi Ruan be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Dylan Matthew Salt.
May it please the court, I move that Dylan Matthew Salt be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Dylan Matthew Salt be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Nathan Johan Shapiro.
May it please the court, I move that Nathan Johan Shapiro be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Nathan Johann Shapiro be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Sydney Elaine Smith.
May it please the court, I move that Sydney Elaine Smith be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Sydney Elaine Smith be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Rebecca Joy Starbuck.
May it please the court, I move that Rebecca Joy Starbuck be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Rebecca Joy Starbuck be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Colin Otu Nalulavel Talini.
May it please the court, I move that Colin Otunalu Lavelle Tellini be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Colin Otu Nalalula Vileli Tellini be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Rosa Maria Teresi.
May it please the court, I move that Rosa Teresi be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Rosa Maria Torrisi be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Yahi Wang.
May it please the court, I move that Yahi Wang be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Yahi Wang be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Heidi Alexis Sinclair Wolfenden.
May it please the court, I move that Heidi Alexis Sinclair Wolfenden be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Heidi Alexis Sinclair Wolfenden be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Rebecca Zong.
May it please the court, I move that Rebecca Zong be admitted as a member of this honourable court.
Let Rebecca Zong be admitted as a lawyer of this court. It will be necessary for those applicants whose admission has been moved to stand and remain standing for the purpose of swearing an oath or making a declaration. Please stand as directed by the court's officer.
Could rows 1 and 2 on my right please stand? Christy Apostolovsky. Usha Umadevi Bakan. Kwun Lam Michael Chow. Kevin Ka Yin Chung. Alistair Reese Pockerton. Nicholas Andrew Basil Konomos. Victoria Dubinsky. John William Edmonds. Eliza Kate Fogel. Caitlin Amy Patricia Free. Alexander Goreshnikov. Olivia Cassidy Gray. Anthony Pasquale Guerrieri. Cassandra Yana Hayden. Kevin Ho. Frank Chun Wen Huang. Do you severally swear or declare and affirm that you will truly and honestly conduct yourselves in the practice of a lawyer of the Supreme Court of New South Wales, and that you will faithfully serve as such in the administration of the laws and usages of this state according to the best of your knowledge, skill and ability? Would you please say, "So help me God," or "I do"?
I do.
Thank you. Please sit down. And could rows 3 and 4 to my right please stand up? Samuel Ian Johnson. Madeline Joseph. Jessica Ann Josie. Ishan Kapoor. Sarah Kazal. Song Hee Ko. Louisa Lung. Matilda Rose Lynch. Catherine Amy McGee. Claire Elise Martin. Dennis Chika Mba. Brittany Michelle Morgan. Nicole Mounser. Kiara Jade Napoli. Calvin Hoptai Nguyen. Zane Michael O'Neill. Vanessa Sarah Page. Nicola Therese Perry. And Zara Rahimi. Do you severally swear or declare and affirm that you will truly and honestly conduct yourselves in the practice of a lawyer of the Supreme Court of New South Wales, and that you will faithfully serve as such in the administration of the laws and usages of this state according to the best of your knowledge, skill and ability? Would you please say, "So help me God," or "I do"? Thank you. Please sit down. And could both rows on my left please stand up? Hugh Lai Kang Pham, Adrian Christopher Repepe, Shumi Ruan, Dylan Matthew Salt, Nathan Johan Shapiro, Sydney Elaine Smith, Rebecca Joy Starbuck, Colin Otu Nalulavel Tellini, Rosa Maria Teresi, Yaihi Wang, Heidi Alexis Sinclair Wolfenden, Rebecca Zong. Do you severally swear or declare and affirm that you will truly and honestly conduct yourselves in the practice of a lawyer of the Supreme Court of New South Wales, and that you will faithfully serve as such in the administration of the laws and usages of this state according to the best of your knowledge, skill, and ability? Would you please say, "So help me God," or "I do"? Thank you. Please sit down.
May I warmly welcome you all to the Supreme Court of New South Wales. Present with me on the bench today is Justice Henry to my right, who's a judge of the Equity Division, and Justice McNaughton to my left, who's a judge of the Common Law Division. Together, we constitute the court that has, in the exercise of its jurisdiction, admitted you to practice. We have done so sitting on the land for which the Gadigal of the Eora Nation have cared and been custodians for thousands of years. The court pays its respects to elders past and present, and to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people. To all the newly admitted lawyers, welcome to the legal profession. Today is one for celebration. I'm also pleased to welcome those with you today or watching on the live stream. For many of you, the support of your family and friends has been invaluable. No doubt, they have also been on the receiving end of your finely polished or developing skills of argument and persuasion. I encourage you to take the time to thank them. Depending on how good an advocate you are, you might even convince them to shout you dinner to celebrate the day. We know how hard you have all worked to get here. It is a memory that frankly never really leaves you. And for most of you, your journey has involved some extraordinarily challenging final years affected by the challenges of the pandemic. You have managed your legal studies with this additional adversity, unprecedented in our lifetimes. That makes your achievements all the more impressive. The resilience you have developed will stand you well into the future. In being admitted as a lawyer of this court, you join an honourable and ancient profession, with the custom of advocates swearing an oath on admission to practice dating back to the 12th century. This court first admitted lawyers on the 15th of May 1824, when my forebear, Frederick Garling, was admitted as its first solicitor. And by 1830, the names of lawyers were entered onto rolls in this state, as you will do immediately after this ceremony. It is in acknowledgement of this weighty responsibility that we observe today's unique formalities, including the fact that your admission has been moved by someone who is already a member of the profession, and that you have made a formal oath or affirmation in the presence of the court, your family and peers. They and we are all witnesses to the promises and undertakings you have made today. The law touches every part of our society, and it can and will lead you all in many different directions and career paths. But in whatever direction you head, you must always remember that the oath or affirmation that you have just made is a serious one and deserves solemn regard. Whether you work in private practice, at the bar, in a community legal centre, a Crown Law Office, a government department or agency, or in an entirely different field, you should be known for your honesty, your integrity, your commitment to justice, and you must strive at all times to uphold these values. Admission as a member of the legal profession is a privilege. It's not a right. I referred earlier to tradition and formality, and you will see from the portraits on the walls of this court that we are wearing the same robes, in some cases literally, as have been worn by our predecessors. Symbolically, that highlights the continuity of the rule of law in New South Wales. Although the judges wearing the robes are now drawn, I'm pleased to say, from an increasingly diverse pool. As to the continuity of the rule of law, in a world in which there is much global uncertainty and insecurity, the rule of law is more important than ever, and not simply a phrase of some theoretical impact. It is the opposite of the arbitrary abuse of power and the rule of autocratic dictators and populists. There is nothing theoretical about that. Notwithstanding the formality and tradition attending this ceremony, not everything in the legal profession remains unchanging. COVID-19 meant a rapid shift to increased use of virtual courtroom technology to ensure access to justice continued in the midst of a pandemic. We are proud of what was able to be achieved, and we also salute those other professions, especially in the medical, nursing and educational areas, who did so much for our community throughout the pandemic. Returning to the legal profession, the technological impetus brought about by the pandemic has also delivered greater workplace flexibility, which is especially important for lawyers with family responsibilities and in regional and remote communities, and has profound implications for how our legal system interacts with and becomes accessible to many more people. Although the increased use of technology offers a number of advantages, the practice of law has human nature and human interaction at its core. An essential part of being a good lawyer is understanding people, how others react to different situations, perform under pressure, and deal with each other. As the Chief Justice has frequently said, whilst the remote practice of the law may be possible, it is far from desirable. There are, of course, other changes that deserve attention, in addition to those brought about by the pandemic. When we think of the diversity of the legal profession, we encounter the duality that we have come very far, but that much still needs to be done. For example, although women were originally not permitted to practice, since 2018, women have made up more than half of all solicitors with practicing certificates in New South Wales, and currently make up 64% of solicitors under the age of 30. Some of the most senior positions in the law in Australia, including the current justices of the High Court and the states of Victoria and Queensland, as well as the ACT, together with the President of our Court of Appeal, are distinguished female lawyers, as are those judges to either side of where I sit. The current State Director of Public Prosecutions and the Senior Public Defender in New South Wales are also women. There should also be strong representation of lawyers from the many different backgrounds which comprise our cosmopolitan community. Diverse representation amongst solicitors, advocates, and judges assists in ensuring that all people who become involved in our justice system can, and feel that they can, be properly heard and fairly engaged with by a system reflective of our broader community. The admission ceremonies on which I have sat since becoming a judge 12 years ago, including this ceremony, highlight that there is a far greater diversity of background amongst junior lawyers than when I was first admitted to practice as a barrister more than 40 years ago. That is a very good thing, and leaders of the profession and the courts are working hard to foster inclusiveness, and diversity. This in turn builds trust in and respect for both the judiciary and the legal profession. You, the newly admitted lawyers, enter the profession at a time when more than ever your words and actions are having an impact for good. Shortly, I will invite two young lawyers who were in your shoes not so very long ago to say a few words of welcome. The legal profession is one rich with opportunities, but let me first offer a little bit of advice. As a lawyer, you will often need to make difficult, ethical decisions. You must use the tools you have developed to think critically and not compromise on your fundamental duties to the court and the administration of justice. One mistake you must not make is to give your clients the advice you think they want to hear. That will not be good advice. Justice Gageler, before he was a High Court judge, once said, "You must be prepared to give the same answer to the same questions for the same reasons, no matter who asks the question or for what purpose or in what context the asking may occur." That is very good advice, as you might expect. Being a lawyer means that you are an advisor, a problem solver, a mediator, and an advocate. As you go about your day-to-day work, remember you are not merely dealing with the law in a vacuum, but rather the law as it applies to people's lives. An individual in need of your services as a lawyer is in most cases an individual facing some kind of great personal challenge or crisis, affecting his or her liberty, property, personal well-being, or health or financial position. For these reasons, you must always strive to deliver legal services sensitively, competently, and fearlessly, but always with courtesy and integrity. In this context, I wish to emphasise the importance of civility. Aspects of the law, especially if you are involved in the litigation side of practice, are confrontational. The practice of the law can be stressful and demanding enough without personal animus and antagonism between practitioners adding to the load. It is essential that you maintain your detachment, balance, and good humour, remembering at all times that you are members of the profession and not a business. And remember this, the best advocates can and do make their point simply and succinctly. Often, less is more. Some of the most experienced lawyers and judges could also use that reminder from time to time. I exclude my colleagues. For a non-lawyer, law is often incomprehensible. One of your roles as a lawyer will be to make the law accessible to others, sometimes by deciphering legal complexities, other times by deciphering poor legal drafting, and sometimes both. Strive to be clear and concise at all times. Be plain in your writing and in your speaking. There is no need to be complex. At various points of your career, I can assure you, you will make mistakes. Some are minor, some are more serious. We all make mistakes from time to time, especially when we are starting something new. What is important is that you try not to make the same mistake twice. When you do make mistakes, your commitment to honesty, integrity, and the administration of justice means that you must take responsibility, correct what you can, and learn from your errors. In the practice of the law, your physical and mental health are both extremely important. There may, and I dare say will be, times when you feel overwhelmed, burnt out, or distressed. Legal practice can be all-consuming and physically and mentally taxing. You must work hard to keep your balance and keep your eye out to ensure that your colleagues do as well. If you do get overwhelmed by it all, as frankly we all have from time to time, try to take a step back and recapture some perspective, or suggest gently to your colleagues that they do so as well. Also remember that the law is a highly collegiate profession, and in this context I propose now to call upon the young representatives of the New South Wales Bar Association and the New South Wales Law Society to say a few words. Ms. Kearney, do you move?
May it please the Court. My name is Maggie Carney and I commenced practice at the New South Wales Bar this year, practising primarily in commercial law. On behalf of the New South Wales Bar Association, welcome to the legal profession. The legal profession is an old profession based on precedents and the rule of law, while also being a profession that grows and develops to adapt to new practices and technology, and most importantly to society's values as they change over time. For several decades now, the composition of lawyers and barristers in New South Wales has changed to better reflect our community. The bar today is a welcoming place for people of all genders and backgrounds, and you are welcome, either straight away or after some time as a solicitor, to apply to come to the bar. It is an honour to be a lawyer, and in my case a barrister, and I am very proud to be a member of the legal profession. I enjoy the intellectual challenge of my job and that it allows me to give expert advice to and represent people in court and to contribute to society in a meaningful way. If you are interested in coming to the bar, you can contact the New South Wales Bar Association or have a look at its website on the steps to take. And each year there is a Career at the Bar Open Day, with the next one being in October. To become a barrister, you must pass the bar exams and satisfactorily complete the bar practice course, as well as the reading requirements in your first year at the bar. In terms of the support available, in your first year of practice as a reader, you have 2 tutors who are barristers of at least 7 years seniority, who meet with you weekly, review your work, and teach you practical skills, whether by appearing with you in court or otherwise. The bar is also renowned for its collegiality, especially in chambers, so you are not isolated or alone. The New South Wales Bar Association is the professional body that supports barristers, and it has several committees, including, for example, a New Barristers Committee, which organises social and educational functions for 0 to 5 year barristers like me, a Wellbeing Committee, which runs seminars on health and wellbeing, promoting balance between work and other parts of your life, and a Diversity and Equality Committee that promotes one of the key strategic goals of the New South Wales Bar Association, which is to attract the best people to become barristers, regardless of their race, religion, gender, parental status, or sexual preference. Whether as a lawyer or a barrister, I encourage you to get involved in the Law Society or the Bar Association and to use your skills to assist your community. It is a rewarding experience to practice in connection with others in your profession. And once again, on behalf of the New South Wales Bar Association, I welcome you to the legal profession and I congratulate you on your admission today as a lawyer of this honourable court. May it please the Court.
Thank you, Ms. Carney. Ms. Seraphim, do you move?
May it please the Court. My name is Leah Seraphim. I'm the President of New South Wales Young Lawyers and a solicitor at Herbert Smith Freehills. Not so long ago, I stood where you are standing today. And what a day it is. You are here being admitted to the Supreme Court role as the final step at the end of a long and arduous journey. You should all feel immensely proud of what you have achieved thus far. When I embarked on my career as a solicitor, I had no real idea of what to expect. It has not been easy, and often it has been overwhelming. But as I stand here today, after working in taxation law since my own admission ceremony, I can tell you that I've already learnt a thing or two. One thing I have learnt is the importance of belonging to a profession. The legal profession is an increasingly large and diverse community, and one to which you now all belong. The Law Society of New South Wales is the home of that community, with 30,000 members flung far and wide across the state. We are bound by our shared duties, our commitment to continuous learning, our desire to connect, and our drive to give back to our communities and uphold the rule of law. As an early career lawyer, belonging to a strong network of peers is crucial. That is why I've been part of New South Wales Young Lawyers for the past 7 years. Here I have found friendship, inspiration, guidance and support when I needed it most, as well as opportunities to advocate and to join committees. By joining the Law Society and New South Wales Young Lawyers, you will gain access to professional support, conferences and events, a wide range of publications, professional development opportunities, mentoring, volunteer opportunities, and so much more. It is the role of the Law Society and New South Wales Young Lawyers to ensure that you, as a newly minted solicitor, can thrive and succeed in the legal profession. So again, congratulations to you all. We look forward to welcoming you to the New South Wales Young Lawyers community. May it please the Court.
Thank you, Ms. Seraphim. Can I say this to you all in closing? The law is a wonderful profession, stimulating, challenging, and satisfying. It is populated by intelligent, committed, and dynamic people. You should be proud to be a lawyer and of your achievements to date. You should remain proud to be a lawyer. It is a very important profession, and you are each now a very important part of it. Hold your heads high, and the very best of luck on the exciting journey that lies ahead. On behalf of all of the judges of the Supreme Court, including my colleagues here today, Justices Henry and McNaughton, I once again congratulate you on your admission, and I welcome you to the legal profession. The Court will now adjourn.
All stand. This honourable court is now adjourned.
Congratulations, everyone, once again. Yes,